Yeah, Jack Frost is a story about a living snowman. Basically, a guy who gets reincarnated as a snowman. Yeah, I got a lot of problems with this movie, to be honest with you. First of all, let me just say right up front that it is super sappy and it's designed to make you cry. I mean, it has a good positive message about, being there for your loved ones and whatnot. And I guess I should set up the story here. Michael Keaton is like a musician, and his name happens to be Jack Frost. And he's got this pretty successful bar band. Him and his wife and young son, well, I guess his son's about 11 or 12. They have what seems to be a pretty happy life up there in the mountains in Colorado. Jack is frequently absent, however. He's playing on the road, he's touring with his band and stuff like that. He's not always there for his son. And then Jack gets an offer to go play a show on Christmas Day. But then Jack has a change of heart again as he's driving to his gig with his band members. He decides that, you know what, screw this, I'm going to go and see my family. I don't care about this. And, my son's really disappointed that I canceled again on this trip. And I want to make things right. So he drives on crazy mountain roads in the snow and the ice and the fog and whatever. And ends up dying in a car crash right there. So, yeah, Dad's dead. So then he comes back the next year after the kid builds a snowman. It comes to life, and hey, guess what? It's your dad. Through this animating the snowman, and he gets to bond with his son like one last time because he was never there and whatever, and he just wants his son to know how much he loves him, and the son wants to see his dad again and, make things right, I guess. Okay, it's so sappy and it's so stupid, and the snowman, which is the main part of this whole thing, is the reason we all came here, to see a funny talking snowman. Well, the snowman looks creepy as fuck, if you ask me. He's got like big dark eyebrows and like just kind of a sneer on his face the whole time. Like, it's so weird to see Michael Keaton's voice coming out of this weird looking snowman, and it's not like a cute character at all, and I don't know how are we supposed to be amazed that it looks as good as it does, because it doesn't look that good. Now, what I'd heard was originally the snowman, it was supposed to kind of look like George Clooney, who was originally cast as Jack Frost. But George Clooney backed out of this movie and went to go do Batman and Robin, which is really funny, because if you remember, Michael Keaton was Batman. And now Michael Keaton's picking up the role that George Clooney didn't want. Well, that sucks for Michael Keaton. And I hate to say it, but Michael Keaton kind of does suck in this movie. Not that he's performing badly, it's just that this is not right for him. This is his style of humor just does not fit with a talking snowman. Maybe George Clooney would have been better here, but maybe it's just a shitty movie that neither one of them would have been good in. So the talking snowman basically hangs out with the son for like a week or 3 days or something like that. It takes a while for the kid to actually believe that, first of all, this is my dad. Well, I guess it takes one like action scene and an exposition scene right after that. So the snowman first comes to life, and we get to see, Michael Keaton spouting a couple of jokes about, I have a big round butt made of snow, and I might melt, and he rolls all over the place, and then he separates, and he's able to manipulate the arms of the snowman and stuff, and his like snowman coming to life scene, it's okay, I guess, but it's not very funny. And what you get of the snowman CGI is like you get to see him like riding half a toboggan, which he treats as a snowboard, and he's like snowboarding and stuff because it's 1998, right? And there's actually a lot of snowboarding in this, and the son, first of all, runs away from the weird-ass looking snowman that talks like his dad, and the kid's like, get away from me, and then he runs out of his front yard. It looks like he just goes around the corner and there's a freaking ski hill there with a bunch of kids playing and having a snowball fight and whatever, and these kids are picking on him, and they're throwing snowballs at him, and then the snowman comes up behind him, and he's like, hey, you guys want a snowball fight? And he like does crazy super snowballs or whatever, and because he's a snowman and he has snowman powers or something, and he helps this kid win this snowball fight, but then they still got to get away because all the bullies are all like super mad. But there's like a 5-minute downhill chase, you know, with snowboards and the snowman and toboggans and sleds and all this stuff and amazing stunts and, you know, the clever CGI and funny things happen with the snowman's head pops off and whatever. But it's like, this makes absolutely no sense because the kid stepped out of his front yard. How far did this kid run all the way up that mountain to the very top? Or is there street like right on the top of a mountain with a frickin' ski hill right there? Like, come on, man. And I mean, this whole 5-minute scene is there to like showcase, like, oh, look at our funny CGI snowman, and he's spouting funny lines, which you can't even really hear because the music is so loud, and the extreme stunts of this snowman on a half a toboggan. Oh, it's so dumb. And like I said, it's made to make you cry and to be all emotional, and it's like, oh, the dad reuniting with his son. Yeah, I don't know, I didn't like this. I mean, I like Michael Keaton a lot, but I didn't like him in this movie. He was just obnoxious, I thought. He's not the only notable actor in here. I mean, you get Kelly Preston as his wife. Kelly Preston was married to John Travolta for many, many years. Very famous actress in her own right. Very beautiful woman. She is just so vanilla in this, though. She has no personality whatsoever. You also get Mark Addy, who's King Robert Baratheon on Game of Thrones. Also Fred Flintstone in Viva Rock Vegas. And you get a weird one in here. You get Henry Rollins. You know Henry Rollins, right? Like punk metal dude, Black Flag, all that. It's so weird to see that guy just playing in this super sappy, stupid holiday movie that, I mean, they must have paid him a whole bunch of money for this because this whole thing is just about cranking out those holiday cliches and those story beats that, I don't know, I didn't like this movie. I'm going to have to give it like a C-, actually. It just wasn't for me. I don't know. I mean, you may want to watch this with little kids or something like that. I mean, there's not too many like off-color jokes or anything like that. Just, I don't know, be there to comfort them from the creepy-ass, scary-looking snowman. But I wouldn't really recommend it to anybody. I mean, you could skip this and nobody would care. So until the next holiday movie we have to discuss, happy holidays, take care out there, and have a good one, everybody.